Charam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that sacred literature which bestows love for Krishna at every step, at every word. So we are so blessed and fortunate to read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the association of devotees, and that too the special section of Gajendra. So let's start reading for today, this special section. We were reading chapter 2, the elephant Gajendra's crisis, and we read till text number 8. So we were talking about where this pastime was happening. So it was happening in the 4th Manvantar, Tamasa Manvantar, wherein the Lord appeared as Hari and saved Gajendra. So Shukdev Goswami is telling about the details, about the mountain, about the peaks, the valleys, the ocean of milk surrounding the mountain, Trikuta, the gardens, Ritumat gardens. Very, very beautiful. The denizens are coming, and the whole atmosphere is very, very nice. Smell. In short, everything was very beautiful. So let's see what there is further description about this place. Text 9 to 13, they're all together. So I'll read that. Tasya dronyam bhagavato varunasya mahatmanaha udyanam rituman nama akridam surayoshitam sarvatra lankritam divyair nitya pushpa phaladrumai mandarai parijataischa patala shoka champakai chutai piyalai panshair amrair amratakairapi krom kair narikelascha kharjaurai bijapurakai madhukai shalatalaischa tamalair asanarjunai harshitodambura plakshair vatai kimshuka chandanai pichumardai kovidarai saralai sura darubhi drakish drakshekshu rambhajambubhir badari akshabhyamalai. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the valley of the Trikut mountain, there was a garden called Ritumat. This garden belonged to the great devotee Varuna and was a sporting place for the damsels of the demigods. Flowers and fruits grew there in all seasons. Among them were mandaras, parijatas, patalas, ashokas, champakas, chuthas, pialas, panasas, mangoes, amratakas, traumakas, coconut trees, date trees, and pomegranates. There were madhukas, palm trees, tamalas, asanas, arjunas, arishtas, udambaras, plakshas, banyan trees, kimshukas, and sandalwood trees. There were also pichu mardas, kovidaras, sharlas, shuradharus, grapes, sugarcane, banana, jambu, badarais, akshas, abhayas, and amalakis. Amalakis. Amla. So, who does not want to go there? Such nice fruits, right? Such nice flowers, such nice trees, and not just in one season. It's very clearly mentioned that they were present there in all seasons. Now, now it's not the mango season. Like a couple of months back, it was mango season, but now you don't see mango trees giving mangoes. But in Ritumat garden, which is being discussed here, they would give fruits in all seasons. So, and it was a sporting place because it's certainly very nice picnic spot, nice weather, nice fruits, nice trees, nice um, ocean of milk, mountains of gold and silver. So this verse talks about more further description about the trees, fruits, and flowers in this great mountain. Any other comments, questions anyone has? Quite straightforward. So we will move to the next verse, text number 14. If you have not read and if you would like to read, please raise your hand so you can get chance to read. Yes, Raman Prabhu, please. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Yes, good.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Śrīmad Bhagvatam. Bilvai kapithar jambirar rito bhalataka devbhi tasmeshara supulam lasat kanchana pankajam kumudo kumudot pala kalara satapatra sriyorjitam matsatpada niguyustam sakuntescha kala savanai hamsha karan davaka kiranam charavai saraser api jalaku kuta koyasti datyuha kula kuchitam matsya Matsya Kachapa Sanchara Chalat Padma Raja Paya Kadamba Vista Vitasanala Nipa Vanj Julakar Vritam Kundai Kuru Bakshokai Shri Sai Kutajan Gudai Kub Jakai Sarvana Yuthibir Naga Punaga Jati Bhi Malika Santa Patraischa Madhavi Jalaka Dibhi Sobhitam Tira Jestanair Nityar Tubhir Alam Drumai. Could you scroll please, Prabhuji? Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In that garden, there was a very large lake filled with shining golden lotus flowers, and the flowers known as Kumuda, Kalara, Uktapala, and Satapatra, which added excellent beauty to the mountain. There were also Bilva, Kapitha, Jambira, and Balataka trees. Intoxicated bumblebees drank honey and hummed with the chirping of the birds, whose songs were very melodious. The lake was crowded with swans, karandavas, karavakas, cranes, and flocks of water chickens, datyuhas, koyastis, and other murmuring birds. Because of the agitated movements of the fish and tortoises, the water was decorated with pollen that had fallen from the lotus flowers. The lake was surrounded by kadamba flowers, vitasa flowers, nalas, nipas, vanjuklakas, kundas, kurubakas, asokas, sirisas, kutajas, ingudas, kubjakas, swarnayutis, nagas, punagas, jatis, malikas, satyapatras, jalakas, and madhavilatas. The bank were also abundantly adorned with varieties of trees that yield flowers and fruits in all seasons. Thus, the entire mountain stood gloriously decorated. Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Swami Prabhupada. Judging from the exhaustive description of the lakes and rivers on Trikuta mountain, on earth there is no comparison to their super excellence. On other planets, however, there are many such wonders. For instance, we understand that there are 2 million different types of trees, and not all of them are exhibited on earth. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam presents the total knowledge of the affairs of the universe. It not only describes this universe, but also takes into account the spiritual world beyond the universe. No one can challenge the Srimad-Bhagavatam's description of the material and spiritual worlds. The attempt to go from the earth to moon have failed, but the people of earth can understand what exists on other planets. There is no need of imagination. One may take actual knowledge from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and be satisfied. Hare Krishna, back to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So this, from verse number 1 onwards, this great detail Shukdev Goswami is describing the beauty and the features of where this pastime is about to happen. Right now, the Gajendra has not even come on the hero has not even come. He's the main hero. But such vivid description is there about the trees, the plants, the flowers, the fruits, and everything. So number 1 point, these are not in the if we may have not seen, that does not mean that does not exist. Point number 1. We discussed that we believe in the Shabda Praman. There are 84 lakh species, 84 lakh yoniya, we say that, or 8.4 million species. Out of those, 2 million or 20 lakh are trees. There is so much varieties of trees and fruits and flowers. We may have seen, if let's say, if I ask all of us to write the different varieties of trees or fruits or flowers we may know, how much we'll be writing? 10, 20, 50, 100. Someone really inquisitive and very fond of trees and stuff may write like 200, 500. But we're talking about 2 million. What is 500 in compared to 2 million? Nothing. So the point is that we have to understand through the Srimad Bhagavatam. It doesn't mean that if I don't have seen through my eyes, it doesn't mean it does not exist. So it's as good as, oh, I can't see God, so God is not there. Or I can't see the Prime Minister, so it's all this nonsense. So that's not the case. We have to understand through scriptures. So text number 1 to 19 onwards, it's extraordinary description about the Trikuta mountain, the Ritumat garden, and all the different varieties of flora and fauna in there. And in short, it's a very, on a material level, very, very nice place, right? Who would not want to go there? Everyone would want to go there because everyone wants to enjoy. So, any other comments or questions before we move on? I think it's important to mention at this point that verse which we were discussing yesterday. It's actually 10.41. So let me open that for everyone. Bhagavad Gita 10.41. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam Śrīmad urjitam eva va tat tat eva gachatvam mama tejo amsha sambhavam. Know that all the opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Small purport, so we'll read that. Any glorious or beautiful existence should be understood to be but a fragmental manifestations of Krishna's opulence, whether it be in the material or the spiritual world. Anything extraordinarily opulent should be considered to be representing Krishna's opulence. So when we read about the Srikuta mountain and extraordinary features, we can just try to understand how beautiful our Supreme Lord Krishna must be. We are attracted to the gold and silver and the pearls and rubies, and some are attracted to nature, some are attracted to birds, some are attracted to fruits, some are attracted to the fragrance of the flowers, which is nice. Which is nice in the way if we are able to understand, if we are able to strengthen our connection with the Supreme Lord, that this is just a spark of Krishna's splendor. Spark means insignificant. Like spark is not the major thing. A fire may be very big. A spark is like infinitesimal portion of the whole fire. So like in English we say this like it's a piece of cake. This is like a baihat ka khel. So Krishna can create millions of such Triukuta mountains, right? Who is the source of all? Sarva Karana Karanam. Who is the source of all these mountains of gold, and not just maybe 1 kilogram mountain. Just imagine mountains of gold, 80,000 miles long, 80,000 miles wide, and 80,000 miles high. So good luck to everyone to calculate the weight of that mountain. The density and all that stuff. But the point is, it's enormous. It's beyond our comprehension. So let's read what happened in this wonderful place. What happened next? Yes, Babu, Kanayan Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tatra kada tadgiri kanam sraya karenubir varana yutha pascharan Sakantakam Kishaku Venu Vetravid Vishalagulmam Prarujan Vanaspatim. The leader of elephant who lived in a forest of mountain Trikuda once wandered towards a lake with his female elephants. He broke many plants, creepers, thickets, and trees, not caring for their piercing thorns. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I think here the Gajendra is introduction, I feel. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Tatra, therein, Ekada, once upon a time. That's how stories begin with. So that Giri, that mountain, Giri means mountain. Which mountain? Trikuta mountain. Tri means three, so the three peaks of gold, iron, and silver. Kanan Ashrayaha. Kanan means forest. Ashray means, he came there. He took ashray, he took shelter, or he came there. Kar Renubhi. So with his wives. So elephants, they move along in groups. And they have multiple wives. Varana Yuthapaha. He was the leader. Indra, the lord of the elephants. And Sakantakam. Kichakavenu Matra Vat. So what he was doing, he was breaking, not caring for all the piercing thorns. He broke many, many plants just to prove, to prove his strength to his female associates. Hey, I can do anything. I'm Gajendra. I'm the great king. I have a lot of strength. So to prove his strength, to show his might, he was careless towards the plants and creepers, and basically like ripping them apart for no reason, just to prove, right? I'm great. So not a very healthy sign. One's greatness should make one humble. One's greatness should make one more sensitive and empathetic towards others. One can have the great strength like Gajendra. That's fine. But if that strength makes us insensitive towards others, because certainly he was insensitive here in this case. Of course, the story is not about Gajendra. The story is about me. The story is about the reader of Bhagvatam. Gajendra is acting as a via medium. That we may have all some strengths, but to show off to sometimes our friends or to our wife or to our children or to our co-workers, hey, I'm great. And we should not mistreat others or be insensitive towards others, especially those who may not be having that much strength. That's the nature of this world. When we are in front of someone who is less fortunate, we want to show, hey, I am very wealthy than you. Or when we are in someone who's less strong or in any way less blessed than us, I want to show, hey, I am better than you. But when we are in front of someone who is more than what, then that person will feel envious or jealous. So, but as a devotee, we have to be equipoised that if these plants and animals are also Krishna's creation, why I should torture them for no reason? So that's an important lesson here. We should not become not caring. Paradukha dukhi. We should always be caring for the nature, caring for other human beings, caring for everyone. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu nirame. Any other comments, questions anyone has on this? The Gajendra is entering with his big group. of elephants.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Vikas here. I had a
Hare
question.
Krishna. Yes.
Uh, yeah.
Thank you for
So
joining. Hmm.
thank you. Thank you. I had a question, and this is regarding a very recent experience. Okay, it's not always that when you have, if someone is a very big person or something, he becomes proud or something. But if a person is a big, and if some other person doesn't respect that, or he tries to denigrate something, so as a person, if suppose if I have achieved something, and but the other person is not behaving with me properly, or he is denigrating me every second of the day and all. So in my conscience, I feel I feel that, okay, why this person is behaving in such a denigrating way, where I have achieved lot of things. And in that process also, some kind of a proudness, it comes at, "Oh, hey, I have done these, I also have achieved these things, how can he say that thing to me?" So uh, my point is that that also is not a very good or healthy emotion to have it, where we are having too much of a pride, where we know that this all has been given to us by Krishna. So uh, what should be done in that case? Means, how not to feel like that, or how to be a more understandable of the situation.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's really very important
I'm sorry, Prabhu, if
reflection.
I was.
No, no, I mean, no question is bad question. So please don't feel anything bad about it. It's a great question. Such questions help everyone, especially myself, because whatever I am going to share is not for you or anyone else, but it is for me, because these we have to constantly remind ourselves about these principles. We have to constantly nourish ourselves, our intelligence. Otherwise, the nature of the mind is it will take us in the wrong direction. So yes, we have to always remember one thing, that we are just puppets in the hands of the Supreme Lord. Nachao, nachao, nachao semate. Prabhupada did the whole, transformed the whole world by sharing Krishna consciousness at the age of 70 years in a Western country with no resources, going in a cargo ship. Imagine, all odds were against him from an external perspective. But Prabhupada never felt proud. Why? Because he always felt himself as a true servant. I'm just a puppet in the hands of the Supreme Lord. So that is the role model. That is our aspiration. That yes, Krishna may have given me some intelligence, but ultimately it belongs to him. And Krishna may take it away. We may have seen in our own lives or in the lives of us, people around us, that someone may be very wealthy and next day he may become a pauper. On the contrary, someone may be a pauper, may become very wealthy. Someone could be very healthy and fit and fine, and next day you hear, oh, the person is gone, right? And sometimes a person like could be 100 years and survive 20 more years. So who's the real doer? Am I the real doer? No, I'm not the real doer. The real doer is the Supreme Lord. I have to do my dutiful part. But again, as Krishna says, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. I am the strength of the strong. So Krishna is making me an instrument. If whether it is the wealth or the intelligence or it's any aspect, we should always feel that Krishna, you are the real master, you are the real doer. In Hindi, there's a nice bhajan. मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है. बट यार के बिना ही मेरी नाव चल रही है, हैरान है जमाना, मंजिल भी मिल रही है. Most of you understand, I think, Hindi. But the point is, it's a very sweet bhajan in the folk language that Krishna is, you are running the whole show. I am myself amazed, you know, how are things happening? Without you, I am anath. You are my master. So if we remind ourselves every day, it is all by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we are doing what we are doing. Arjuna also had the same realization. How could he defeat the the mighty army of Kaurava? How could he defeat? It was logically impossible. But it was only because Krishna was present. The same Arjuna was defeated by the cowherd boys because at that point Krishna was not there. So Krishna is teaching us a lesson that we have to always remember that whatever we are, whether we may be blessed with anything in life, it is a blessing. Therefore, it's called blessing. So we should be tolerant. We should be equipoised. We should not feel proud. Rather, we should become more sensitive, more empathetic, and more caring, and so we can share what we have been given, whether it is wealth, whether it is some ability, some intelligence, or any other blessing of the Lord. We should try to share. Does that help? I'm speaking for myself because this is important.
Yes, Guru. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing this.
Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, we'll read the next verse. Text number 21 is Santa Mataji. Okay, please read.
Hare Krishna, Tanvat Pranam, text number 21. Yad gandha matra dharayo gajendra vyagharadhayo vyala mrikaha sakhatkaha moha maho ragashchapi bhayat dravanti Sagaura Krishna Sarabhasha Chamaryaha. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Simply by catching scent of that elephant, all the other elephants, the tigers and the other ferocious animals such as lions, rhinoceros, great serpents and black and white sarabhas fled in fear. The chamari deer also fled. Hare Krishna, back to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, for reading. Here comes the hero, and everyone is running in hither and thither. So not only the smaller animals are running, not only the deers are running. It's an important point to note here that the tigers and the ferocious animals like lions were also running. We may have seen this fight between lion and elephant. Who wins generally? Have you seen in Discovery or somewhere like these? Lion or tiger or lion and an elephant fight? Anyone has seen? No one? You're all pure souls only. But I used to watch it a lot. Yeah, sorry?
Not directly, Prabhuji, in the TV.
Yeah, TV. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Discovery Channel or some videos or something.
In most cases, lion wins.
Lion wins, yes. That's for who's the king of the jungle? Lion, right? That's what we say. Because lion is more powerful, although elephant is heavier. But this is not a ordinary elephant. This is Gajendra. In this Ritumat Gardens, in this Trikuta mountain, who was the king? Gajendra was the king. Gaja, Indra. the king of elephants, the Indra amongst the elephant. Indra also becomes the great or chief or king. So the lions were also running in fear. How? They just smelled. They got a sense, hey, Gajendra is on its way, coming, run. Run for your life. So that was the fear in the hearts of other elephants or of other animals in that everyone was running. Why? Again, strength of Gajendra. So this is my reflection here, that a true leader does not cause fear in the hearts. Like Lord Ram, this Dashera is going and Diwali is coming. People were not afraid of Lord Ram. When a true leader comes, people are not afraid. Why? Because he's a genuine leader. The word servant leadership, which is used in these days, management, is coming from actually our Shastras, like Ramayana, Mahabharata. When you feel someone more with more strength and a caring heart, you'll feel secure there. But when someone is totally caught up in his own strength and insensitive towards others and not caring about others, that's what we saw in the last verse, that he was too busy in his own strength to show off to his wives. Hey, look at me, I'm so powerful. Not caring for the piercing thorns. Hey, what these thorns can do me. I'm the king of the elephants. So he had caused so much fear in the hearts of other animals. That's why everyone was running in different directions. Even rhinoceros, tigers, and everyone was running practically. Why? Because Gajendra was coming. So, any other comments, questions? Okay, let's read. Who has not read and would like to read this week? Yes, Prabir.
Hare Krishna devotees, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 22. Brika Baraha Mohisha Riksha Shalya Gopucha Shala Brika Markatascha Onyatra Shudra Horina Shashadayas Charanti Abita Jad Anugrahena. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. By the mercy of this elephant, animals like the foxes, owls, buffaloes, bears, boars, gopuchas, porcupines, monkeys, rabbits, the other deer, and many other small animals loitered elsewhere in the forest. They were not afraid of him. Purport. All the animals were practically controlled by this elephant. Yet, although they could move without fear, because of respect, they did not stand before him. Hare Krishna. So here actually Srila Shukadeva Goswami is giving us the idea about how Gajendra was powerful. I mean, we see that in Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, the different demons which were sent by Kṛṣṇa, they were so powerful that even the demigods were scared of them. Actually, Kṛṣṇa kind of like through them, he conquered the demigods. So we can see that even someone is so powerful, and we will see in the upcoming all the chapters, that even though he is powerful, but to Krishna's nature, Krishna's prakriti, we can be really helpless. So Srila Shukadev Goswami is actually showing us by giving all this description of Gajendra's different capacities, that the ferocious animals were scared of him. On the other hand, the small animals, kind of, they are very respectful to him. Hare Krishna Prabhu, back to you. He said or correct.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So very nicely you mentioned all these. People have great respect for him because he's the king, and they have to obey the laws of the jungle or the forest, the Ritumat forest. So let's see what happens next. Vikas, you wanted to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Hare Krishna. Ta gharma tapta karibhi karinu bhir vrito madachyut karabhair anudhruta girim garim na paritah parakampayan nishev yamano likuler madasanahe saro nilam pankaja renu rusitam chigran viduran mada vivalekshana vrita swayuthena tasarditen tat sarovarabhayasam athagamadrutam. Hare Krishna. Translation. Surrounded by the herds, other elephants, including female, followed by the young ones, Gajapati, the leader of elephants, made Trikota mountain tremble all around because of the weight of his body. He was perspiring, liquor dripped from his mouth, and his vision was overwhelmed by intoxication. He was being served by bumblebees who drank honey, and from a distance he could smell the dust of the lotus flowers, which was carried from the lake by the breeze. Thus, surrounded by his associates who were afflicted by thirst, he soon arrived at the bank of lake. Thank you, Prabhuji. I think now you can take care. If you can just explain the verse.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For reading. So everyone was running in hither and thither. The big Gajendra is coming. This verse gives some understanding of the size of Gajendra. This is not the, we all may have seen elephants, or we may have sat on elephants, taking elephant rides, quite common in India. How much do they weigh? Maybe tons, and like 5,000 kilograms or something. I don't know, 10,000 kilograms, around that. But this elephant is shaking, is trembling because of the size of this elephant, because of the weight of his body. The mountain, which was 80,000 miles or 10,000 yojanas, wide 10,000 yojanas high and 10,000 yojanas long, is also trembling. So we cannot even estimate. Just to give some relative understanding, Mount Everest is about 8,000 meters. Okay, 8,000 meters, which is about how many miles? Okay. 8,000 meters is 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers is how much? 6 miles? Nothing in front of 80,000 miles. It's only 6 miles high and maybe 6 miles long and wide at the max. But this is 80,000 miles. Who can shake? Can any elephant of this world shake Mount Everest when he or she walks? No. At the max, they can shake a car or tremble a car or a truck. But this elephant is shaking 80,000 miles big mountain. No doubt everyone is fearful of him. Better be, because this is Gajendra, the king of elephants. So we see he has lots and lots of strength. He has a lot of strength. The big lions are also shaking in fear. The big rhinoceros are also shaking in fear, and the whole Trikuta is trembling because of his weight. That's Gajendra. So he's not an ordinary person, actually. Any comments or? So his associates were afflicted with thirst. So they also came, basically his wives and children, and they all come on the scene now, on the lake, on the banks of the lake, because they're thirsty. Any other comments or questions? Okay, so we'll read one more verse and then we'll pause. That's a good pause, like topic is for today. It's a small one. So who would like to read, who has not yet read for this week? Anyone? Puna Mataji, would you want to
Yes,
read?
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat Pranam. Text 25. Virgaya tasmin amtra amrtambu nirmalam hemaravindotpala renurutsitam papau nikamam nijapuskar uddharatam atmanam adhi sanpayan gata kalama. Prabhuji, can you scroll, please? Translation. The king of the elephant entered the lake, bathed thoroughly, and was relieved of his fatigue. Then, with the aid of his trunk, he drank the cold, clear, nectarian water, which was mixed with the dust of lotus flower and water lilies, until he was fully satisfied. Hare Krishna. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading. I missed one important point in the last verse. The translation mentioned that his vision was overwhelmed by intoxication. Basically, there are 4 types of blind people in the Niti Shastra. They said, Nevam pashyati janmandha, kamandha eva na pashyati, arti dosham na pashyati, madon matta na pashyati. Janmandha means blind from birth, janam se andha. Kamandha, blinded by lust, Bilva Mangal Thakur, could not see. The rope was a snake. The dead body was thought like a boat. One does not see right and wrong. Arthi dosham na pashyati. Sometimes people are so attached for earning money, hook or crook. I want money. Bad or good, who cares? Who cares about karma? Blinded. And madon matta na pashyati. This, for elephants, this term is specially used. Unmatta. Unmatta avastha means they are in the intoxicated state. They're so like charged up with their power, strength, that one becomes intoxicated. And intoxication blinds us. Intoxication blurs our vision. We can't see the truth and the good and the bad. So that those words are used for Gajendra because he was, powerful. And the nature of this world is that once someone gets strength or a lot of wealth or a lot of beauty or a lot of name, fame, one thinks I'm everything. Gajendra certainly is teaching us that's how a person generally thinks in the material world, that I'm the most beautiful, I'm great, I'm a hero, I can do anything. So that blinds our vision, that blinds us from the reality. Now, in this next verse, he finally enters in the water and quenches his thirst, bathes his body thoroughly, relieves his fatigue, drinks the water, and is satisfied. So, water has this natural quality which relieves fatigue. In the story of Narad Muni, also it comes that when he was walking through and through a long time, and then he enters in that water, and then all his fatigue was gone. So, and we all have experienced this, that when we take bath in water, we feel fresh, we feel relieved, we feel satisfied, the stress is gone, the fatigue is gone. Therefore, it is recommended that we should take bath at least once, or twice is also good for most, especially in the hotter seasons. Well, so taking, and water is basically represents mode of goodness. So it helps us to stay clean. It helps us to stay in the right modes. So Virendra is feeling happy here after taking bath and quenching his thirst. Any other comments, questions before we pause for today? Okay, so we will pause here and see what happens. Right now, Gajendra has just entered the water. He's happy, everything is going good. So we'll leave at a happy note today. Okay, we'll connect again tomorrow and continue the story of the great King Gajendra. And in the meanwhile, we can meditate upon what is that I am proud of in my life? What is that I am feeling I'm great? And what is that area of my life I am insensitive towards others, or I'm not so caring towards others? I think, well, others are not so good, whether it is friends, relatives, anyone, because I am better than them. A great person, a true devotee never feels himself or herself better than anyone else, like Maharaj Yudhishthira, because they're so sensitive. They always see good in others. So we can meditate upon that point as a lesson from today. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.